hand-me-down dog. I keep a second-hand cat. We all live together in a one-room run-down flat. I drive a Nash Rambler car. It never goes very far. I drink my pint of old granddad from an old green mason jar. But I got a brand new girlfriend. She's my...
Alrighty. Haven't been streaming in a while. Well, let's do some Lagoon. I've actually been partway through this game, so... Lagoon's kind of one part Zelda, one part East. You get some of the obvious kind of top-down dungeon crawling of Zelda, but the way the bosses are designed and stuff, like, you're not... It's like a halfway house between how Zelda you're going to slash an enemy and you have range and stuff, and then East where you're kind of bumping and positioning. So, it almost works. The Moonblade! Made of moonstone! It is said that the moonstone seems to be in the dwarf cave, but the entrance is blocked by rocks. You can get in and use the book. Sky Staff, yeah! I wonder if that's going to change my, my spells. Magic's what I need to go to. Yeah, but like in something like East, oh, 3-point fireball, that's dope. I don't really use that yet, but that's dope. Right, it's all about your positioning and your level, and a little bit of item preparedness for determining your success. We'll see what audio is. Sorry, I was looking at my game audio. Right, whereas with Zelda, you're kind of learning your generous range for your weapons, and then using that to kind of avoid damage as you combat. But with Lagoon, your range is very limited. I think as a consequence of, I think the X6800 version, X68000 version, it was bump based, so the ranges were very small, and that carried over, but they changed it to be a slash. So you have a very limited range in which your sword will hit, and honestly, you're going to take damage in most encounters with enemies. So you just kind of got to deal. And like Ease, you can see my health bar at the bottom is about halfway up. I take that as a good indicator of like how far down the leveling track am I. Like if I'm halfway to my max health, I'm halfway to max level. And in Ease, kind of once you hit, I'm peeking a bit, I might lower my mic a bit. In Ease, as you hit max level, your ability to kind of over level your encounters and the enemies goes away, and you have to rely more on strategic placement, memorization of enemy patterns, and I'm expecting that's going to happen in Lagoon, and it's going to be a lot tougher to deal with, just because Lagoon's far less forgiving. Volo. I think Volo was the previous town. I want to see the Moonstone because I'm going to get a Moon Sword. Moonblade! Ha 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 ha, cough, 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 cough. I don't find this game terribly progressive if it's like women can't do this. Only men can go into the dangerous cave. Sonic armor or great shield? I feel like supersonic armoring. I don't remember what my shield is, so I'm gonna look at it before I go buying it. Oh, dude, plus 30 to my defense? Let's go! I think that's a large shield, so I think I do want to buy a great shield. I heard it's really great. Another 30 defense. I will take that. Yes, please. Alright, now I think we're going to go back to the first town, I guess. Well, fine. Maybe. I'll go back to the first town, I guess, and look for that pennant. I wonder if that will lead me to a crystal or a spell that lets me break rocks. Because when I was last playing, I did indeed, you can see, I did indeed find rocks in front of a cave that I could not get around. So I'm pretty sure these are wolves, but boy, they look like squirrels. In that, like, little kid mindset where you kind of look at the vague shapes in the video game and kind of name it whatever you want. Like, those are squirrels. Ah! I can tell the defense is helping because I'm getting bumped back in combat and not being damaged nearly as much. Ugh. Like, as you can see, when I take damage, my sprite will blink white. Just like that. That's problematic. Yeah, you just kind of see how the enemies will run into you and stuff. Like, they did that sort of stuff in East. And I don't have much of an answer for it here. I'll bump my volume back up a little bit. OBS, I try to get my audio as close as I can into the yellow, where I'm not quite peaking, but I'm close. Alright. Let's go back to previous town. It's part of my laziness too, rather than having like a dedicated camera for this setup. It's just my laptop propped. Go to the jump. Go save, because if I fall down one of these holes, that's game over. I go back to my last save. First time that happened, I was super thrilled. I wasn't super far back, but like enough. I'm like, man, he couldn't have just taken some life off and put me back where I started. It's like, no, you have to get this jump right. If you don't, then you are bad, and you don't deserve to play. Eh. Like the bugs. Yeah. Let's look for this pennant. Thank you. Oh, that was easy. Okay then, let's go back. Ding, ding, ding. I haven't completely riddled out the science of this yet, but I think the timing of your slash matters for whether you're going to hit or not. Since if you swing too late, you're going to be making contact with the enemy and they're probably going to either damage you or at least push you back, which then pushes them out of range of your sword. So you can kind of get stuck in a loop where you're trying to time your swing, but you're getting hit out of range before your swing animation completes. You know? So you've got that going on, and then you've also got the RNG, which I think is a factor of your attack power versus your defense power. Just determining, you know, is it a damaging hit or are you just being pushed back? Which is a weird combination to have in a game, because then you're just not really sure if you're going to be successfully hitting, because like that timing's at play. Hi, Aggie Waggy. That timing's going to be at play, and then also your own positioning. I don't know if that plays a part. Oh my goodness. What is it, sweet girl? You interested in video games? Ah! I ran into a rock, Agnes, because I was too busy petting an Agnes. I know you're cute. But there's heroes to be heroing. Maidens to save. Ah, squirrels! Squirrel! Yeah. You have a fuzzy tail like an Agnes. Chong chong. Yeah. Now, at least for the first two bosses. So this is sort of true in East, where you kind of face tank damage as a strategy. For some of the final bosses, like I found in like East 1 and East 3 and a little bit East 2, there's a little more to it as far as how you avoid damage or like specific equipment you use. So it's not totally true, but I would say at least half the cases. The way you overcome a boss is you can take more damage than they can deal before you kill them. Just because like bump attack and all this close range, like there's such little room for precise movement and strategy. Like right in this case, like this enemy, yeah, I can kind of turn and hit him some, but I get so close and they can turn so fast that like they're gonna hit me too. Which makes for a weird progression. I say weird because it feels like the rawest form of a traditional JRPG where like you're just building stats. As long as your stats are good and you know how to hit a button, it'll be okay. Alright, let's find Thor. Powerful mirror. See ya. Okay, so guess the mirror smashes rocks. Okay. Let's see. Give me an item. Yeah, it is. Chong 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 ka down, down 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 ka down, chong 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 ka down, ka down 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 down. Ah! Get you! I'll hit you with my sword till you're dead. Nah. Fuzzy squirrels. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I leveled. That's one thing I find weird too. When you level, there's no ceremony. You just notice that some of your stats are going up more than they usually do when you auto heal or auto regain MP, and you're like, oh, I leveled. Me. I'm just so used to being like, dude, you leveled! Congrats! Oh yeah, you can hit R shoulder button to fire your magic off. Fireball, like now that we're getting to some higher areas, like Fireball's pretty weak. I still like it as a fallback. Like you've seen some of those cases where like a squirrel is just stun locking me basically, so I don't have time to back off and swing my sword. The Fireball can be useful there to interrupt that and get some damage in. You see these rocks are immune to fire, which great. So I've also used that before to attack from a distance when, you know, enemies like that might have an invincibility frame. Yeah. It's up here. There we go. Not really worth fighting those rocks. Kind of pain. Squirrel. Yeah. See, like I can knock them back with that. I figure I'm not doing a lot of crowd control with Fireball, so turning on 3-way doesn't seem super beneficial right now. I'll probably just chew through my magic faster. I think those are our rocks. They are. Alright. Powerful mirror. Okay. Now I'm afraid to use my shiny stone because what NPCs had said is that will cause my health and MP to come back faster. What I don't know is if it's a one-time use because it's really expensive. And the reason why I suspect it might be one-time use is I saw it in a shop and it was a lot, but then I also found one in a chest. And I figure if it was in a chest, then there'd be no point in offering it in a store, right? Unless it could go away and you need to buy one again. Gotta make these jumps, these expert jumps. Can I save? I think I can save Scum. Yeah. We're gonna absolutely save Scum in this case because I'm not gonna play the game of, oh, I fell down once so I die and go all the way back. No. Alright, we got some... Yeah. There's our game over. Okay, so I thought, could I do a diagonal jump? No. Oh, I cannot. Alright, so this is probably the right way to go. Yeah. Save scum some more. Jump, 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 jump. So you can go to the other side. Some risky platforming going on here. Golly, if there's a way to like set myself up to be like a dead man walking with these, where like some platforms are temporary or something, and then I saved, I'd be like, all right, putting the game down for a bit. Ow. Ah. Yeah, I get the feeling that fire's not going to work very well against these enemies. It's good to know also that there's no way back. My fear is that I get to a boss that I can't beat. Although I don't know what else I'd do, really. So at least when I've done all the other dungeons, it's like you just grind in the dungeon. Ow, ow. And you know, when I can stand still and heal. I think I'm going to be ballsy. So yes, we're saving down here. We are committing to being in this part of the dungeon, and we'll figure it out. Yeah. If it comes to it, we'll just kill golem dudes until we're a high enough level to get past whatever encounter blocks our path. Yeah, so I need like 500 more experience for my next level. Alright. And wait till I heal all the way up. Because, right, like, I've got a healing item. I've got the best armor right now. Ow! Dork. So that's not the way. This? Magic sword sounds good. That sounds very good. I'll go to equip. 40 extra damages. I will take that gladly. Oh, that jerk can just walk on lava? Sure, fine. More lava walking. Jerk face McJerk face. Ugh. So those of you that have ever played Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I get kind of reminded of, I think it's the knife. When you charge up with the gold armor all the way, you get a dragon that spawns. He just kind of slithers around the screen and annihilates any enemy he touches. That's the vibe I get from those dragon heads. Oh, I couldn't kill it. Ow. I just want to kill a lava head thing. That's all I want. Get that sweet, sweet XP. Then experience that my hero of light thirsts for. Ew. I guess I'm facing a rock man. Ow. Yeah. Well, that was a fun little excursion to a dead end. Time to jump some lava. Remember, you find yourself in a volcano. You're on lava, just jump over it. You're fine. Oh, wow. And all that for nothing. It was a trick. I got tricked. That is malarkey. Yeah. Trying to heal up a bit. And no sense fighting that dude while he's on lava. Ow. Ow. You double bland. You. Your face is made of jerks. There. Alright. Now I've got a little bit of time just to sit here and heal. I'm not having too tough of a time killing the enemies here, which signals to me that I might not be terribly underleveled for whatever boss is going to come up. Oh, juke that. Oh, oh, no, don't you dare. I had my juke. Don't take it away from me. I want to keep looking cool. Ow. Okay, yeah, jumping does interrupt the heal. I was curious. I don't know why I wouldn't, but... Give me something to do while I'm standing and healing. That looks like a thing. Ah. I wonder if I freeze that over or if that opens up with a switch. Protective ring. Or do you think that that protective ring I just happened to find saves me from lava damage? It's not an item though, Sam. That's equipment. Does it use MP? Oh, yes it does. Okay, we're going to turn that off. Boy, these devs sure did like ease. And you see how fast that was going through my magic? I was hungry. I was like, Dodge, or was it Dodge or Ford that makes a Suburban? It's like a Suburban. Or just like gobble gobble on all the gas. Yeah. Stop hitting me! Stop hitting me! Ow! I might actually die if I'm not careful. I thought the protective rings would be like passive and just additive, but like, ooh. So if it's anything like East 3, East 3 offers a shield ring, which ups defense, an attack ring that ups attack, a time ring, which I think slows down enemies. Alex never used it. Ugh. A healing ring. There's another one too that I don't remember, I think. But they all have that same mechanic of just like, you put it on and it soaks MP over time. Which I guess makes sense for most of it. It's fine. I have no problems with that mechanic, but I would hope that, like, for defense or something, that as you get hit, it takes MP, as opposed to just being like, no, you're just punished for wearing it ever. Okay. Cool. Sounding like gross. See a dog outside. So I got this. I kind of wonder if the Moonstone's going to help me cross that lava bridge. That one area looks like a lava bridge. See that elite skill? I just slayed that flying dragon head. Oh, not that one. Okay, yeah, fire. These guys laugh at my fireballs. Oh, I gained a level. It's not nice. So what do you think? We're gonna hold up the Moonstone and it makes that bridge go, and then the other side of that is a boss. pizza. Alright. I probably just saved, but I'm doing it anyway, just to make sure. Number of times in a JRPG... Oh, God, tarnation! Number of times in a JRPG where I've like had to pause or go to battle or something, and I forgot which direction I was walking, and then walked backwards out of the dungeon. Can't count them. Too many. Alright, so I gotta jump across here. Ow, ow. What a jerk! My word. Alright. So I'm gonna assume that stepping on that red's gonna hurt me. Sure does. Does it matter? Oh yeah, it does, because it doesn't go anywhere. Alright. Does Moonstone do anything? No. Does Powerful Mirror do anything? So I don't know what to do there. Alright, we're gonna have to keep exploring, I guess. So maybe there's something else I need to find down here. Maybe there's a way back up and I just don't realize it. Oh, I juked you! Ew. Ugh! No! Ugh. Sweet! Well, I would have felt bad if I missed that. Wind Cutter, Wind Blaster. Yeah, that didn't help at all. So like in terms of the mathematics of what equipment I got, this all makes sense. I got my second spell, next tier of gear, and my first ring. Oh, missed. Oh, there's a guy down there. Anything down here? Just pumping out. Does that hurt you? Oh yeah, it does. Get effed. I now have an answer to your fire baloney. So what I can do... I can technically explore some of this and see what I see. Also, I'm pretty sure I can't use my spells against bosses. That is nice that I can now get those rock eyes at a distance and not just pegging me all the time. Ah! Dang it! Stop tricking me! Gosh darn it! Anywhere? No! The wind does take a bit more MP than fireballs. I wonder if I'll get something that reduces MP usage or something. Just because of how expensive that is. Ah! Dang it! Ah! You ruined all my plans! I was gonna skip to my loo all the way back down there. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's the way back up. Or maybe it's a way to go deeper. Let's go back up. Alright. Scroll on back. With that stone. There. It's like those rocks up there are like little versions of the golems underground. Little baby versions. You know, you're gonna be a big old golem. A lava magma walking guy. My pants are tangled. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. They're still impervious and they got their yellow jazz going. Okay, so that's our way back. Squirrel. Got him. So my bet is that Thor is the Warrior of Dark. He and I are basically on kind of the same journey in a weird way. Hey, hey. We had to come back here to then go back into the cave. Cool. Guess I'm princess singing. Kind of see how this is all connecting together now, huh, friends? We're gonna freeze that path. Fight the boss. The other side of the boss is gonna be the route to the Hobbit Valley or whatever, which is probably the next area. That's one thing that is different between this and Zelda, is that Zelda's a bit more open worldy. Right, you're traveling around the map, finding areas. There are gates and stuff still, but you're meant to kind of explore and find things out of order sometimes and wander. Whereas this is very linear. It's like, no, the boss you're looking for is right in front of the door you're also looking for, and they both require the key you just found. Okay. Making me go through all the jumping again is a little... It's not hard. It takes time. I was already right there. I'm like, yep, I'm going to need a way to go through that path. He's like, you gotta go all the way back to the village. And then all the way back. Because we need to pad this game out! If nothing else, this is definitely the part of the game that ensures that you know where the jump button is on the controller. Alright, let's go back. Jerk. What a jerk. Ew. Ugh. At least I can hit him while he's getting ready to shoot. Level again. Over 100 M's. Wow, I got a lot of MP on that level. Golly. Let's see if I can be lazy. Yes, I can. They designed it that way. Smart lads. I'm pretty sure the same thing over here where you can just kind of go all the way up and go across. You'll get to the lava bridge. Because why do the whole maze? You tried to get me! Okay, that just phased through down, I'll tell you there. I think you got ripped off on that one. Oop. Save it, because I'm probably going to die at whatever boss is on the other side of that door. Yo-yo! Ah, no! No, I'm getting beat up! Why? I don't know if it lets me use healing pots in boss battles. Alright. Boss time? Oh, princess. Help, please, help! Cutscene! Hi, Felicia. Okay, Felicia. I believe you would say, bye, Felicia. I will hit you with my sword and my spell. after I go looking for items. There's a door. In there. In there. I think they're gonna end up moving the Castle Lagoon. And we're all gonna be in trouble. Aha ha ha, you fool! You wouldn't have to die if you had just gone home. But I'll praise your bravery. It shows you my I show you my cute pet. You're done. Take care of him slowly. Oh. Ow. Okay. Alright, so what's what I'm gonna do? Ow, ow, that's not good. What, that's all it gives me? Wow. I wonder if the powerful mirror does anything. That'd be something. Yeah, I just draw him back. Yeah. I guess the only way to hurt him is when the eyes are out. You got him dead center. I think we're gonna have to level. Dude, that healing pot gave me nothing. That was so bad. Well, I was saying earlier in the stream to myself that that's this game, like similar to East, because of the way combat works. Kind of the best strategy you have is to face tank damage, which means you're grinding stats. Like, you can up equipment as much as available, and I have the best equipment right now. I don't know if I can hold more than one healing pot, but like, holy moly, that did not offer any healing. Like, I'd never used a healing pot before in this game, and that was bad. I can't use my offensive spells. So far, the only items I've found is the healing pot, the shiny stone, which I think you use it, and then when you're standing still, you regain health and MP faster than usual. There's some quest stuff like keys in this ancient book. The freezing pot's used to open the path to that cutscene you just saw. The powerful mirror is used to break stones to get into this cave. And the moonstone, I think, is a later quest item. So that's what I got right now. And then I have a slew of spells, like I can make that happen. And that does decent damage. But thou shalt not use spells during a boss fight. Probably because it would break the boss fight. Catch that Kabuto or whatever it is. Ow, ow. It would have been incredibly clever if, because that thing is covered in rocks, that you could use the powerful mirror to break off its shell and make it vulnerable in more spots. Like, this game ain't that fancy to do something like that. Like, man, that would have been a great, like, connecting it back, being like, oh, remember this thing you used to get into the cave? It does multiple things! What up? No. I mean, it's definitely one of the criticisms of this game is the tolerances for attack and all that. And for anyone watching VOD, what would do that? Apologies for repeating myself, but the original version of this game for the Sharp X68000 did not have like a button slash, like it was a bump attack. I think you would hold down the attack and you'd hold your sword out, but then similar to Ease or High Glide, you'd run into the enemy and you would do damage as you ran into them. And you look at the way the enemies and everything are set up in here and it kind of makes sense because it's built to do that. But for whatever reason they ported it to Super Nintendo. You press and you slash once and then your sword goes away. You can't hold it out. Which, oh my god, introduces a new level of uncertainty because in addition to, am I positioned correctly, and the RNG between my attack power and the defense power of the enemy, you've also got where in the animation cycle of your slash are you actually doing damage. And the range is so short because it's assuming you're bumping into people that like it kind of makes it worse. But yeah, like I like to say this is a mix between, and see in the description of the stream, this is a blend between Zelda and Ys for that reason. So trying to kind of do more Zelda-like, but the enemies are designed to get up really close and push you around. Your attack range is really short. There's not a lot of strategic positioning opportunity, because you can imagine, like that boss, it was originally designed for you to be walking up to its face and shoving your sword in it, right? So being able to stand at a distance and do damage doesn't make any sense in that world. One thing I could do that could help is I do have a Protect Ring. I'm pretty sure it's going to increase my defense. What that does is, once I equip it, it starts draining my MP, and like I said, I believe it increases my defense, and then if I got to face tank that boss, that might give me some grace there. I'll still want to level just to increase my attack damage, increase how much health I have, and it'll also increase my bank of MP so that ring can last longer. And boy, when you got it on, it drains fast. And considering this game started as a late 80s, early 90s Japanese computer game, it being incredibly similar to Ys makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I suspect I'm going to have to be switching the ring on and off during that fight, just because there's so few opportunities to get damage in. I just... I don't break me to hit him. There it is. Every boss I've fought in this game so far, I've had to grind. It's just part of it. I wouldn't say that like needing to grind is a symptom of good design, but I kind of accept that as an inevitability with some of these games. Like, not all old RPGs require grinding, but like the mid ones and lower, yeah, they tend to. Have fun! Nice. Kind of hoping one more level is all I need. I'm really close to leveling. Golly. Oh, sorry. Excellent. Ah. It is. Let's see. We're gonna unequip that ring. All right, I already did. Neat. Okay, I don't get. Don't get MP back during a boss fight. That's good to know. I don't really have a good answer for how to hit this guy. Try jump? I don't know if a jump would help. No. I think I have to grind more. The defense sort of helped, but like it's just I was still losing the battle of HP. Yeah. So what I was trying originally, Andy, is I have this ring equipped. And you can see it ups my defense from 183 to 213, and it drains my MP over time to have that ring on. And I found that ring in this case, so I was like, well, maybe that will help get me over the edge on it. It helps, but like, there's so few good opportunities to do damage. You really gotta be right in front of them, and like, I don't know about you, but like that's a lot. That's a very short time window to like have him be vulnerable to attack and then throw rocks out. So I feel like I just gotta face tank it. And I could probably optimize the usage of the ring, but even with that increased defense, right, as you saw, like, the trade still wasn't a good one. Like, I was taking a little more damage than I was giving, so like, it was never going to be a winning battle. Remember being in this cave, leveling's kind of slow. Enemies are placed kind of sparsely apart. Oh, crap. And getting to them is weaving around this lava area. So it's going to take time. Ah! There's a guy. Ah. I doubt I can jump those rocks. I could try, but... I'm curious, can I jump these fireballs? Maybe. Maybe jumping is the solution. Because I don't think I was getting hit by those fireballs when I was in the air. Huh. Interesting. Okay, we'll try that too. I'm still going to level once because I'm going to make mistakes and I need a buffer. Yeah. See, like, I can clearly swing my sword while I'm in the air. So yeah, I think that might be what's expected. Like, I just thought about that right as I took my last hit in that boss, and I'm like, sure. Yeah. I wish I could use my spells. Sweet spells that I get over the game. Boy, wouldn't that be nice. Just saying. I get something really cool, you know, just use it. Just a little bit. So what does the next level look like? Oh, a little over 500 experience left. Okay. I don't know how many enemies that translates into. Yeah, also, golly, how many months ago now? Maybe 4 or 6 months ago, I'd accidentally broken my start switch that I use for streaming in this room. And it's like a 8 to 2 switch, so I can plug in 8 different devices. It'll automatically detect which ones are on. And then it'll shoot that over 2 different outputs. So I have one going to my TV and one going to this capture setup. And I just gotten a replacement in like 3 days ago. But these devices are not cheap, and I had it on back order for months. Like, basically when it broke, I thought, well, maybe I could fix it if it's not the FPGA that's broken in it. I didn't have time to actually try to diagnose it. So I just went, I saw that there was a site claiming to have pre-orders, so I just put it in. I tried reaching out to the store I bought it from to see if they had any way of doing repairs. Nothing was available. Or they didn't answer, so I didn't have any answers for that. So it's nice to have this setup back again, because honestly, it's really nice. I like it. I get RGB output, I can use it on a regular TV and not be looking through like a preview screen or something. It just works. Oh, what's up, Steve? Mara would be Mr. Matt Robb. Ugh. This dude's shooting fireballs at me. Get out of here. Choo, 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 choo. And Andy, there's Steve. I used to work with Steve. Steve, that's Andy. He would make fun of me when I was little and when I was an adult. And all the time. He's the older brother that got the better controller. Eh. Joan. So good with a sword. It's a magic sword. Yeah, I did like Luigi better, but yeah, poor Luigi. It's like they gave that dude his own game. It's like, but it's 3 hours long and it's on the GameCube. That is what you get. Oh, I did level. Cool. Yeah, so one weird thing about this game, too, when you level, there's no indication that you leveled. The way I can tell when I level is I see my MP keeps going up more than it should. I'm like, oh, I leveled. Dodge that dragon. What's up, Kale? So, Kale, I don't know how familiar you are with the Sharp X68000, but this here, Lagoon, is a port to the Super Nintendo. And it's basically like an East clone that plays a little worse. Like, the original version had bump attack, and all the enemies and all the... Sorry, I'm skipping this. I died like 3 times in this boss, so I've read it already. It had, like, bump attacks like Hide, Light, or East. And so all the enemy movements and the attack ranges and everything are built around that. And then the Super Nintendo version, you don't get bump attack. You have to click and slash. Yeah, I don't know what's with the font. They do that for everything. Like, when it says save finished, it has the weird F also. But when they port to Super Nintendo, it's all slash now, which means in addition to, like, positioning and attack and defense RNG, you also have to time your attack to work out. And it makes it a little more clumsy of a game. Alright. So the current strategy is we're going to try to do jump attacks, and we're going to equip our productive ring and see if this helps. That's what I'm trying. You fool! You wouldn't have to die if you had just gone home. But I'll praise your bravery. I'll show you my cute pet. Come out, Erdan. Take care of him slowly. He's gonna smash me. That's not good. So I'm working on this here protective ring, and then get the heck out of the way. I'm gonna keep it on because I'm not skilled. Dang it! I'm not skilled enough to. Okay, now I can't take it off. The timing in this is weird because the ring doesn't last long. But I don't get that many opportunities to attack either. So maybe I can't rely on the ring because, like, I already used 3/4 of my magic. Alright. You gonna sneak up here, brother? There you are. So far, the math's not looking good for me. Oh god. Oh god! Dang it. No, that's really not looking good. I was hoping he would have stopped because I need to be in front of him to hit him. I wish I could just use my magic attack on this guy. Yeah, attack it. Alright, so I can jump over his stuff. I know I can do that. That helps. But now I gotta get close enough to hit him. And be patient enough to manipulate his movement so he'll give me space to work. You're just gonna come around and try to slam me? Yeah, okay. Everything's like Dark Souls. Just parry. Alright. Hustle, hustle, hustle. So I gotta make sure he burns enough time back here that he won't just... Dang it. Ah. So my thought was hang in the back a little longer and he uses more of his walk cycle, moving side to side, and I get in front, he doesn't just immediately charge me, he instead goes for an attack. Not good at video games. Time to grind more. The protective ring is of questionable usefulness because of how short a duration it has. Like, I get, what, maybe 20 to 30 seconds of continuous use. And there's so much uncertainty with the time windows for when attacks are available to know whether I should equip it. It's like... Yeah. I don't like the protective ring. My dogs are barking at something. Give me a second.
I got a hand-me-down dog. I keep a second-hand cat. We all live together in a one-room run-down flat. I drive a Nash Rambler car.
Okay. The girls wanted to let me know there was a delivery. Now the grinding process continues. Yeah. Yeah. What am I at now? 6278. So I get 20 experience for every rock man. That's an amount. I feel like the Dragon Heads actually give me more experience than the Rockmen. Yeah, they gave me like 32. Alright, take care, Andy. Ow. Back. Fine. Use my spells. Use a sword. I might set heal up a little bit. Yeah, we're getting there. The levels are coming pretty fast, so maybe I'm not going to be over leveled. Right, that's the kind of the unspoken science of the whole thing is what level are you expected? Kind of feel through how easy the enemies are and how much experience you're getting from stuff. I just wanted to see what was down here. If there was anything cool, there's nothing cool. This is not a cool place to be. What was I doing? Yeah. This with all those, and I'm just getting hit. This is the opposite of good video gaming. This is bad video gaming. Yeah. That guy in the face. Hit you in the face. less than 100 experiences left. Dang it. Oh, cool. Now I'll wait for all my heals to heal. My brother's sending me links to things. Everyone's got things to say. We got all my... Ow. That wasn't the jump button. Nope. I should save after this. It's neat to see cutscenes in it. You're right, cutscenes are always a big part of Japanese computer RPGs. Put in the introduction disc or whatever. Dang it. So I think I can still nudge myself while in midair. So maybe I can use that to do micro adjustments. Come on, big boy. I'm all the way back here. You gotta back all the way up. Back that truck up. You're not gonna do that opening. Nope. You're gonna waddle your funny butt around. Fine. You know, the witch mentions this pet killing me slowly. Did she mean because the pacing of this boss is really slow? You will have to wait for attack windows as he slowly crawls around the arena, and there's only one opportunity to hit him. Prepare to die slowly. Yeah. I'm gonna take no risks. Boom! Done. I had to level and then get good. Eardon? More like wrecked Don. Welcome to the Hobbit Valley. Save my game. Pigmen! Asking me questions. Yeah. Boom. Beat Wormy Man and Piggy Man. You're both on notice. I got a sword. Cranky attitude. Come on. Hey, got you. Hey guys, NFGL Live here, bringing to you all the hot video games, and it's brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. A lightning strike of a game because it's shocking how good it is, and it's only here for a brief time, just like their flash sale for new skins! Hey Doc, welcome to the stream! You missed out, I just beat a boss using my brain powers and grinding of levels. So far, for those of you that missed out, we're trying to save a princess who's been kidnapped by evil folks who are trying to upset the balance of light and dark as one does. And apparently she's being used for magical purposes to make a magical castle float away to some place inaccessible, which will make all the world's water gross and unusable, and they will then want to raise an evil demon guy using the power of the castle. Oh god. My wind doesn't work on him. I assume those shiny blades in the walls hurt. I kind of want to see if the blade hurts. So save. And then we'll see if the blade hurts. No! Ah. Yeah, so that doesn't work. Do flames hurt these guys? No. Well, Susie, if you think that that plot is unoriginal, then you're not going to believe this twist. I'm one of the chosen ones who can stop it. Me. I'm special. Holy pulley. I know, right? They're like, hey, you need to save the world. I'm like, oh, you must be talking about somebody else. Like, no, we chose you, the one. I'm like, oh. Now, as far as I know, I'm gonna die here. Fudge. As far as I know who my parents are, and my village didn't burn down. I should probably actually let myself heal back up. I don't make up the rules to this. maybe my character's really self-conscious, and so all of his torment is on the inside. We got all our health back. So I'm not actually sure if I should be in this castle yet, because usually the pattern is you complete a dungeon and you go to a town, and the town gives you some context into what you need to do next, whether it's like, oh, someone needs saved, or we need an item, or this thing's blocked. And the game's pretty good about blocking your progress until you talk to the right person or get the right thing. So the fact that I'm allowed to walk around this castle tells me that's probably what I need to do next. There have been 0 teleport puzzles. I'm not going to put it past this, because it is of the era. Now, Mother of Pearl. So that probably needs a key. I am legitimately surprised that those wall swords don't hurt me. Right? Because like, they're all swinging. I would have thought like tricks and traps like that would have been very at home on a dungeon crawly JRPG thing. Yes. Definitely. So Matt Robb actually said something really nice to me about previous NFGL streams. He said that like because these tend to not have a lot of turnout, because like what, it's like me and what you Doc and childhood friends and stuff, just like they pop up like, oh hey, what are you up to? Oh, that's when we play this game. He's like, they tend to be really chill, and like I'll go to bed with it on. It's like I'm just hanging out with someone while they're playing the game, and I'm like, that is exactly the appropriate vibe. Susie, I don't know if you noticed in my contact there, I linked a YouTube channel. Those are where all the VODs of my brother and I streaming go. And I haven't done it in a while, but there's some edited reviews on there as well. None of it's pro grade, it's all just kind of hobby for fun, but yeah, like, I spent... Oh god, I'm gonna die. Fuck, get away from me, I don't want to die yet. Oh god, there's more, I need to find some safety. This isn't gonna work. Or is it? Or is it? Just let me get my health back. But I spent a lot of time getting, like, you know, this a real Super Nintendo to get captured and go across a TV and all this and be of decent quality. So, like, in terms of camera and audio, I haven't invested a lot. Like, this is just the onboard camera to my MacBook because it's easy to set up. I have a screen, I can see the chat, I can run OBS. And it's a small package, and then I hook a blue mic up to it so the audio isn't complete junk. But the money's gone into the SCART, and the SCART to HDMI up converter and the splitters. Because like that's what you want to watch anyway, right? You want to see the game, so let's make that look really good. Alright. Okay. We're gonna make a break for it. Oh god, oh god. Let's go. For Sparta! Okay. We got rid of one of the guys. I'm not going to say I'm underleveled for this area. Well, I have a mic. I'm using a blue Yeti right now. I don't have any pop filters on it, and there's no considerations for placement. Yeah, I mean, part of that's because the mic is here and the computer with the big fan is right here. So that's probably part of the problem. Like, really, it would be moving the setup so that it's all farther away from the mic. Yeah. But honestly, it's a lot of convenience. I'm not saying I won't ever do it, but, like, I'm not surprised. It's kind of the best. One goal I did have is, like, I didn't want to set up, like, a studio. because the intentions I want to be able to stream and then still comfortably play, because like that's what I'm doing here, right? Like I don't get a lot of time to play, so whenever I am, I want to be comfortable. And so that like means I probably don't want to set up a tripod and a bunch of stuff. And I'll take most of this basic setup and set it up on a TV tray in my living room also when I'm playing on something that's on my full my full living room TV. Let's not die. Life goals. Oh, that wouldn't scare the shit out of Hoku at all. So, I have a Game Boy camera, and I tried taking a picture of her with it, and for whatever reason, that Game Boy camera in the Game Boy Pocket, if I point that at her, she runs away. She does not like it. It's not making any sound. There's no lights. It's just however that plastic is shaped. No bueno. Hoku Leia does not want a Game Boy camera picture. I think it's a chest. Yes. Defensive ring. So I had protection ring. What's defensive ring do? Like, protection ring gives me plus 30 defense. Defensive ring... doesn't up my defense. Is it going to use my MP? Yes. And I don't know to what end. So I must have missed a ring somewhere. Yeah, guys, we only have like 50 blankets for Hoku. Oh, do I still have that ring equipped? I thought I took it off. Oh no, I put on the other one. I don't know what a defensive ring does. I do wonder if I'm in a higher area than I should be technically, since the ring it's like literally the first ring I got in the last dungeon. The ring I just got is one slot over and there's a missing gap. So maybe I can buy a ring from the town I should have been going to? Right? Like these are the clues that you get when you play a JRPG where you're like, alright, am I where I'm supposed to be or not? Are the guys too hard to fight? Do I seem to have missing gear that I wish I had? Like, I'm kind of holding my own okay in here, so... maybe it's fine? That dude has a bigger sword. Oh, he looks pretty badass. Dragon Quest is so good. I definitely put rank Dragon Quest far higher than Final Fantasy. And maybe some of it is like burnout from Final Fantasy because of how ubiquitous it is, but I like the characters and the story a bit more in Dragon Quest. It's just a bit more lighthearted and a bit less up its own butt. Quit juking! Oh, God. Oh, man, mobile. Yeah. Of like the real old classic Dragon Quest 4 is the one that I have the most respect for, because it has like different chapters for different characters and they all play incredibly differently, right? And then they come together later in the game. I was playing it for a while on NES. I used to have an NES. I gave it away to someone who wanted to do some streaming and stuff with it. Because like I'm not nostalgic for the NES. We had it in the house growing up, but like it wasn't the system I really played a lot. Yeah, I think DS has 4 and 6. I don't know that 5 ever got ported anywhere. Five is the kind of... Is that like an elephant? That's an armored elephant. Like, 5 is the kind of game I would buy like an SNES Repro cart to play. I think that's probably the happiest place for it. Oh, 5 is on DS also? Okay. For some reason, I thought there was a gap in which ones were available on Modern and which ones weren't. Like, I never remember that stuff. I didn't... The elephant men seem easier to fight than all the other enemies I've been fighting. Yeah, I think 10 was the MMO. I think, Doc, I think you connected with the Wii on there at one point, didn't you? Because there was a point where you could finagle it to get it to connect to the Japanese servers. I'll fight you, Elephant Man. Yeah, I don't know how Dragon Quest-y it ever was. Or if it was like, it's an MMO with Dragon Quest naming and branding. There's a slime. Kill 40 slimes, and then you complete your quest. I will gladly windspell you. You are a jerk. You dodged. Not too far from my next level. I would say, like, if you ever want to play Dragon Quest 1 and 2, I really like the Game Boy Color ports because they're pretty authentic to the NES, and the level curves and the gold you get are scaled differently to make it easier, so it's a lot less grindy, because, like, frankly, Dragon Quest 1 is just a big grind. Thunder Armor! It's probably gonna be dope! You don't get Thunder Armor and have that be lame. But, like, yeah, like, Dragon Quest 1 is... I mean, the overall, like, world size is pretty small. So to make up for that, like, there's just a lot of level grinding. But that gets shortened on the Game Boy, and I thought it made it easier to enjoy the monster designs and the, you know, the simple story and adventure. But for kill my weird. Kill my keep playing. Yeah. I mean, what I've done, I've got a couple streams on the channel where I was playing through stuff on my FM Towns. I was just using Google Translate. It's not perfect at all. But for, like, being able to navigate a dungeon and probably understand most of the simple story, it gets you by. It doesn't cover any voice acting and stuff. Jiminy Christmas. I mean, honestly, at that point, you buy a flash cart. Like, for some of this stuff, yeah, when the prices go like that, if you want to play on real hardware, you could spend the same amount for the game as you could on a flash cart and just download the ROMs and be done with it. And then you get the benefit where if you wanted to, for some of those that may be Japanese exclusive, if there's a patch to patch in an English translation, you can just use that. And life just gets better. Chest. Maxim Shield. I read about that in the magazine. That's the joke. So, right, like, I'm looking at my current health max is like 2/3 to 3/4 of the way up, which means we're getting close to the level cap. We're getting close to filling up that equipment screen too, so like we're not at end game, but like it feels like there's only gonna be a couple more dungeons at the rate we're going. Well, 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 if it ain't my old nemesis, Elephant Man. Oh yeah, this is. It makes it way easier to play in the living room. I mean, even in here. Mint. I swear to God, Susie, do not curse this run. You have not seen the things that Doc and I have seen. I've played some trash JRPGs, some translated, some not. Endless scrolling dungeons, teleport dungeons, dungeons that limit what gear you can run, stuff with secrets and lockouts. What is mint? I guess we'll find out. Maybe someone's looking for it. Maybe I'll get back to the town, and then they'll be like, I'm a sick boy, and I'm a doctor, and I need mint in order to cure this sick boy. Can you go into the scary place and get it? I'll be like, oh, I already did that. Here you go. I heard them's monsters in that castle. No one can go there and get the mint. I dropped it. I heard there was armored elephants in there. You remember laser armor, Doc? You remember laser armor? Oh, there's our missing ring. We got a ring. So I was playing, I want to say it was Cosmic Fantasy 2. It was ported to the TurboGrafx. And got to a point in the game where it was like, oh, a disaster happened and you woke up in a bed and all your gear was gone. And the guy's like, well, you can just take this armor and it'll give you something to run around with. And the text said laser armor. And I was like, holy crap, I have no idea what that is. But that's got to be dope. Like, how is laser armor not super dope? And Cosmic Fantasy is very unfinished. You can't compare stats with any of your gear, so the only way to know whether a gear is better or worse is to look at the sell price if you try to sell it at a shop. So I went to a shop to see how it compared to whatever they had. And I noticed that laser armor didn't show up in my inventory, but leather armor did. So rather than getting like an armor upgrade, it was a misspelling of leather armor. Cosmic Fantasy 2 had one chest which had no text. Its spell buffs for increasing defense against elemental spells actually didn't work. It didn't do anything. And as you leveled and your stats went up, the damage that spells do don't scale, but your physical damage does. Which means any of the really rare endgame weapons, which what makes them rare and rare endgame is when you crit, they cast a spell. Those special weapons, when you would crit with them, they would do less damage than your base damage because the spell it would cast would replace your damage, but it did less damage than your high level strength stat or whatever. Like it was an amazing treasure trove of just busted stuff. Now I'm going back down into this floor because I don't know if I actually found everything. I might have. Like maybe the mint and the rings were the things to find. I would say to date, Cosmic Fantasy 2 is probably the most interesting game I've streamed. Just because it kept giving. There kept being things where, like, I really? This is the second one. Alright, wait to heal. Already got that. I will fight you. Maybe they're not elephants, maybe they're mice. Rather not die. Who this? Oh, I see. Alright. Let's keep looking, see if there's anything else we're missing. I gotta get my gear. What's Cosmic Fantasy 1 on? Is that TurboGrafx, or is that going to be a some sort of Japanese PC thing? Well, also, I don't know if it was ever translated. Right, like, that's not a showstopper, but it'd be handy if we could play a translated version. Yeah. Yeah. Ah! It's like I'm fighting Chacan. That way I could have them in my pocket. And then I'd be like, hey everyone, look who I have. Na, na, na. It reminds me of, I don't know if you ever read Steve Lichman. There's an indie comic about a dungeon lich who is trying to better his life and handle the day-to-day struggles of being in a dungeon. But his friend was like a kind of a lame vampire wannabe Dracula type, and at some point they go to his castle where he grew up, and he ends up being kind of like a spoiled rich boy sort of upbringing where he had everything he could ever imagine. And he had a mentor, which was like an old samurai ghost. And the vampire's like, yeah, so that old samurai ghost guy would help me play Japanese Final Fantasy games. And like, are you telling me you had like a Ronin samurai guy sitting there translating video games for you? Alright, let's see if there's a town or someplace I need to go to. I feel like I got all the things out of there. There's still a locked door, but like, if I had to guess, we're going to find a town, they're going to need the mint. When I give them the mint, they're going to give me the key to open the locked door. Popper. I don't want to get no disease. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? There's mint in the castle, but there are demons in there. We can't get near it. I knew it. You son of a bitch, I read your book. Let's give this boy some mint. What do you say? Spirits in the basement, which you enter through the window to the right, must be very happy. The right pooper guy. Is that Good Game James? The one and the only? We have awaited your arrival. We want to talk to you about something. How is your car insurance? Start. You know that whoever put this together is like, if they read this out of order, it's not going to make any sense. Well, just tell them to read it in order. Seriously, there's an order to this. The power of the light, which can be seen within you, searches out darkness. Without darkness, your light cannot shine. Darkness gives us rest and relaxation. Light gives us courage and hope. I'm not sure yet why I need to read this in order, because there's not a whole lot going on. Light and darkness were not originally meant to be separated. Okay. We are the Exposition Twins. From here on, you will experience many hardships, but you will become a real hero after overcoming these obstacles. You must not give up. The only road is that which lies straight ahead. I will give you the Star Staff. Please use it well. Booyah! New gear! Siegfried upgrade castle is now controlled by a demon called Duma. On the third floor of the castle, there is a warp point that goes upstream. Duma locked the entrance to the second floor to keep people of Lakeside out of Lagoon Castle. Here's the key to Duma's room. I give it to you just like Sam said would happen. A Totoso. Please defeat Duma and go to Lagoon Castle as soon as possible, pretty please. You're a teleported. Why do they have me... I mean... I guess I would have missed something if I didn't talk with all of them, but I don't know why I needed to talk with them in order. It didn't really matter. They're like, Lightning Dock! Ain't that something? So what's really likely to happen is we're going to go back to that castle. And I'm going to get wrecked the first couple of times I fight the boss. And then I'm either going to have to grind through it or figure out how to actually play. Wow, wow! Wowie zowie! Wow! So some of the towns of Lagoon have like weird buildings like this, where it's just like it looks kind of like a building, but there's no active door you can enter. So it's like, why did you put that there? You just made me think there's a thing and there's not a thing. Alright. Yay, the nice part of town. Thanks. That's really cheery. But it's too late for these people. Death is inevitable. Yeah, I assume I would have come in here before and been like, my mom's sick, and she'd be like, bleh. Water bad. Need some mint tea. Maybe it's mint and chamomile? I agree, NPC. Let us go forth back to the castle. Jong, 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 jong. So I put some time into this game, but not a lot. I could see this having been like a weekend rental game. You go to your local IGA, maybe a family video, a doctor video maybe, or a Hollywood video, or a Game Freak. I think that's what they were called. And you're like, that's the one. That is what we're doing this weekend. We're playing Lagoon because that box looks sweet, and I love swords. That dude totally has a sword on the back. He was like, chow. Look how fast I'm getting through it. Like, you could do it that way. Where did you go, roly poly? I think I killed him in one hit. So that's probably the door. Duma's key. You are Nasir. Your journey is going to end here, brother. This will be your final resting place. Alright. Ow. Alright, we're doing a jump hit. Ow. Alright. Not prepared at all. Let's see what we gotta do. So we gotta hit that jewel. I am gonna grind more levels. Because I know no other way. I do feel like the rings are meant to be leveraged during boss battles since you can't use your spells, and so like that's the only use for MP during a boss battle. So like, holy moly, you lose so much magic so fast. Oh, there's another door there. Is this one open? No. Sure doesn't. Maybe he drops it after you beat him. Sounds like my girlfriend's home. Give me a second. I'm gonna let the dogs out to see her. BRB?
I got a hand-me-down dog. I keep a second-hand cat. We all live together in a one-room run-down flat. I drive a Nash Rambler car. It never goes very far. I drink my pint of old granddad from an old green mason jar. But I got a brand new girl She's my brand new girl. And I'm sitting on top of the world, 'cause I got a brand new girl. She blows her money like a whirlwind. I got a brand new girlfriend. She drives a shiny new car.
Yay! Pooh is home, the girls are happy. Time to grind levels. I want to get in that little alcove down there. You don't be wandering around aimlessly leveling anyway. Have a look around. Probably be better for me to go go into the basement of the castle or whatever, the dungeon, I guess, and fight the guys there. So they're probably worth more experience than these dudes up here. I do personally find it a little weird that I got 2 rings from the same dungeon, right? Because I got the protection ring, oh, sorry, the defensive ring, and we also found the power ring. And it all seems kind of weird to me since they're not really spaced out. So I don't know if there's cut content or just how the game was built. Nothing in here. That's a chest I haven't opened yet. A higher level sword. That will probably help. 20 more stirs. I mean, at some point the moonstone gets converted into a moon sword, right? Let's see, I'm at 896. So they are 30 experience. How much do I get from the dudes in the basement? At 986. So they get 40, yeah. Mouse warriors are easier to fight and they give you 10 more experience per kill, so I think that's an easy win. That opened the door to the boss that killed me. So we've used it before. We know where it goes. I'm just doing some leveling to better prepare for that fight. Maniac. So, Doc, you were asking about the wireless Super Nintendo controller before. This is one of the 8-bit do wireless SNES controllers. Honestly, it feels pretty spot on for the SNES. Like, it's not too clicky. The button travel very close to the first party. And they mimic the shape, which I appreciate. So I like the SNES controller as far as its hand feel and button placement. So yeah, it's a controller I was very happy with. It's not complicated to set up or anything. It just kind of works. The one thing that's just kind of a problem with any of the wireless controllers I own for these retro consoles is like they're not hard to charge because it's a USB thing, but it's me remembering to keep them charged. And then sometimes it's like, oh, I want to play, but like, oh, but the controller's been sitting in a drawer for 6 months, so it's dead. Okay. I guess I will go and un-F this. after me? You rampaging swordsman thing? Real close. Ah! It's Dan. Hello, Dan. Welcome to the stream. We are currently ripping and tearing to gain levels. Ah! 171 at this level? No, not yet. Just for that. What kind of streaming privately for work, Dan? Do you finally have an Only Dan's page? Drop me 5 golds to see me dance in VR. Wouldn't you like to know where I shoot this Nerf gun? $10 golds, I do it with flip flops on. Like how when Dan starts doing sex work on the internet, it sounds like he smoked 12 boxes of cigarettes a day. When I talk, my voice feels like sandpaper. Slaying monsters, getting loot, fighting around the world. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I've fought 3 so far. I think 3. At least 2. I've only fought 2. I guess I've technically fought 1, unless I haven't beaten them yet. Like, the first boss was definitely just a face tank boss. Actually, no, I have fought 3, yeah, I remember what the third one is now. The first two were face tank bosses. And then the third one, which I don't know, Doc, if you were online for, I fought them near the beginning of this stream. But I actually had to at least time some jumps with the hit to avoid taking damage, and eventually got not a no damage run, but a very nearly no damage run. Just because like the protective rings and stuff weren't really making the difference. And it was and realizing that there was a strategy that could avoid damage. And the same may be true for this upcoming boss, where like obviously his hands do damage, and I'm pretty sure his head spits stuff out too, so it's gonna matter like how do I negotiate all that. But I think he had taken a bunch of damage off of me for just standing in front of him when he shot whatever he was gonna shoot. And I think I backed up in range of his hands, and that did in the end. And also just seeing it, like I have to jump and hit his jewel on his forehead, which like, I'm sure that makes sense. There's definitely an element of like being careful with your movement when fighting bosses. I can't really just sprint in and attack for all of them. Like the ones I do that with, like those are the ones where I want to say it was the first and second boss both. Like they kind of just run into you, and their weak spots in the front, and your range is so small that you have to be in melee range to hurt them, which means they're just gonna immediately push you against the wall and do a bunch of damage. So you really don't have a choice beyond leveling to a point that you can take that damage and deal more damage out before they kill you. And the third one I fought, like, it was like a big crab-looking thing with a rock back. And so he was about the size of the quarter of the arena. So, really large enemy. He'd just skittle back and forth and push you against the wall if he could. And he'd occasionally stop, and then, like, the center front of him would open up and he'd shoot, like, a three-way shot. And only when he opened up to do that, you could hit, like, his little eyes that popped out. So you had to kind of get right in front of where he was shooting to hit him. And we found that by jumping, the rocks he shot out in the three-way shot didn't actually do any damage. So the strategy became kind of draw him around the room until he gave enough space in front that you could approach and attack without getting crushed against the wall. And then we did attack, like immediately jump, and then slash, and hopefully you're in range to do damage with the sword, and then you'll jump over the rock attack. Once you land, get out away from him so he doesn't push you against the wall again and do a bunch of damage. And then rinse and repeat. So it just kind of took time as he moved kind of slow, and his cycle was very slow. No problem, Kale. Have fun. And now Kale's off to soccer. Go. And we're getting close. Ah! Monsters! Monsters in the castle! They're going everywhere. I need to get my mint. Alright, the bubble. kind of watching that life gauge to see how close to max we get. So we got maybe like 2 levels left, maybe 3, I think, before we are maxed. Ow! You hit me with swords! Alright. Stand here, we'll gain our health back. Roly poly, get out of here. As far as equipment goes, I can get 30 defense, 30 strength, or whatever that does. I'm going to look at the manual for this real quick and see what that other ring does. Because it's not apparent even putting it on what it does beyond use my magic. There's a lot of magic I don't have yet. Let's see. Oh, defensive ring makes you immune to attacks of lesser enemies. Oh, that's cool. So I'll probably throw on the defensive ring when we go into the battle. Duma's key. Alright, so we can get this guy. I just have to pull his hands down. So his open face I have to hit? Yes. Dang it, I didn't mean to leave. Alright. Can't wait to heal. Alright, so it's, you don't jump, we just do when his face is open, so we can probably jump to avoid his shot. But otherwise, just walk up and stab him in the face. Okay, I can deal with that. That will make hitting him easier, honestly. Alright. Let's do it again. Boom! That's how we do. Once I realized how to play the game, it got easier. Duma is dead, Ma! Save it. They reused the same sprite as the Kia Phillips. I guess they're both named after a castle. So that's consistent, I guess. I didn't mean to do it right away. Okay, see, there's something there. So if this is going to go to Lagoon Castle, and that's like where all the stuff is happening, that's got to be close to endgame, right? Oh my god! I'm fighting lasers! Oh god. I'm gonna die. Laser armor would be helpful in most situations. Let's see how susceptible these guys are to magic. Yeah, they are. Get out of my face! guys have pretty high defense, it seems. It seems like these guys generally fire in threes when they fire. And then they don't. Okay. So maybe I don't know anything about how these guys work. I can do lasers too. I can do lasers too. Oh, that dude looks dope. Well, I want to see what else is around here. That guy looks awesome. I bet he's really cool to kill. Okay, one more. He is impervious to my wind. But what about water? Water hammer, 8-way hammer, water rush. Let's see what water hammer is like. Oh, as if it does nothing. What's water rush? Oh, that helps. I don't want to do like end game screen clears. That's when I hit a dude with a spell. Can I be just a simple lad with simple magic staff? Huh. Bring it, Bobby. That's my purse. I don't know you. I don't know what the point of this. I don't know why this hallway's here. There ain't nothing here except bad guys to kill. Ow. Very not cool. Well, I fought those knights. No, nothing gained. Except for some experience. I feel like Dark and Light are going to team up against this jabroni to keep the balance. I think we are at our next town. Well, I think I'll call this stream here. We beat a couple bosses and got through a couple dungeons, and the story continues to go on. So, until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later, alligator.